Starting the recording.
Podcast. I am your host, Larry the Mustachioed Messiah. Joining me, as always, is Corey Hudson Derry.
I'm here. Woo!
He is here. He's editing 5 billion things. His CPU just melted.
Let's not over exaggerate. It's only 37 videos, and half of them aren't even mine. So
his CPU looks like a fucking ice cream cone on a 90-degree day in the Sahara.
Fair.
It's just melted into a puddle. And also joining me is Eddie V.
I'm waiting for someone to mix Kratos' boy with Cameron's boy. His hip hop song. One of my friends on Twitter said that, and I thought about it, and I'm just like, oh, this has to be on the internet soon.
Oh, Christ. Why? Why? Ugh.
It's the internet.
Yeah.
The internet rocks, man. Everybody's so positive and so just great.
You know what?
The internet. I want to make all my friends on the internet. Which is ironic, because all my friends are from the internet. Let's see.
And then Cambridge wants to find out all about all your friends on the internet.
Fair. To be fair, I've got like 12 friends in this whole world, and 9 of them are from the internet. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of, I just saw something the other day that made me laugh. It's like, growing up in the 80s and 90s, we were told don't talk to strangers on the internet and don't get in strangers' cars. And now we have an app to, call strangers on the internet so that you can get in a strange person's car.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's 2018. Everything's possible.
That's right. So, anyways, Eddie, the hell have you been playing?
Finished up God of War. Now I'm just doing the side quest. I might try the platinum. I gotta see. I haven't did the Valkyrie fights or anything, but truly enjoyed that game.
Spoilers.
The Valkyrie fights?
Shh. Spoilers.
They're in the game. That's part of the trophy.
Trophies are spoilers, man.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I literally haven't played anything since last Friday.
Yeah, so played Lightfall. Really
I'm
enjoying
gonna fight you.
Really enjoying that game. I gotta get into the platform of it because it really feels like Sonic but better, and it is.
Told you.
Like the tight controls. So, and Lightfall, and I just started, you're you get the story and the exposition, and then they teach you, they give you the button, which is the ZR button, and you hold it down, and when you move, it makes you run fast. And I was just like, if they were able to make a Sonic game, it has to be this speed, because it literally just rocks. I'm like, this is what I need. Like, this is DMC, like, quickness turbo that I love and need. So
Did I not tell you when I played it at PAX that if they ever wanted to make Sonic relevant in 2018, they need to look at Lightfall? Did I not tell you that?
But you know what? I thought the speed would be like his normal run and stuff. I didn't expect it to see, like, okay, it is fast when he's just running, but you hear that ZR button and it's just like, oh my goodness, like, this is good. Like, for some reason they were able to capture like Mario and Sonic speed together and make it work perfectly. Like that, like there's really since I haven't gotten far in the game yet. Like there's really no complaints, and I love the fact that when you jump on the wall, it's like you kind of stuck there. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna fix a lot of wall platforming for me so perfectly well. So I'm playing that and going to probably be playing a little bit more. Definitely when Donkey Kong Country comes out this week, I'm gonna go and pick it up and play a little bit of that. Play some Gears of War 2. Finally got past this ice part where they're driving in the big tank, and oh boy, Epic has some terrible controls with that thing. I'm glad they never added that thing ever again. I'm just like, this is supposed to be action and kill. That's all I care for. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have been playing. Hopefully I could get through some more games. Cause I ended up putting, Battle Chasers Night War down for a bit, to focus on God of War. But, yeah, Battle Chasers Night War is really good. Like, it got my RPG love going again, like for games to grind in with this mechanic. So, but yeah, that's what I've pretty much been playing for the time being. And Geometry Wars, I ended up playing a little bit of that.
Which one?
The first one, Geometry Wars Evolved.
Okay, Retro Evolved.
Yeah. I played the retro one. I didn't really care for it. I like the Evolve better.
I'm in the same boat. It's missing something when it doesn't have all those pretty fucking effects.
Yeah, like the Evolve feels fluid.
It's gameplay wise, it's identical. It's the same fucking game. It's just that music and those wonderful visuals really do wonders for it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much that's what I've been playing. I'm going to be getting back to some more Switch stuff a little bit later on. But yeah, across all the 3 platforms, that's what I've been playing.
Dude, you know what it is? It's like playing fucking the original Mario Brothers without any music or sound effects. It's the same fucking game, but it's not half as great.
That would feel so off to me. I would be like, this doesn't feel right.
It's just, you know it's the same thing. It's just something's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So, but no, I get it. But no, Retro Revolve's a good one to go back to. Corey, what about you? What have you been playing other than Render?
Been playing Life. We're getting ready for that baby. So my game room is gone. Now I get this nice little corner here. I got my soundproofing. Got my what toys could fit on these 2 little tiny shelves.
Better get some more shelves. Put them up high.
There's our lovely kitchen back there.
I saw your refrigerator.
We are getting like a curtain rod right there, though. Like right there at the top of the.
It'll never survive. Trust me.
No, it's gonna be a green screen. So, yeah, and if you look closely, right here, that's where our cat poops. So, yeah, got it all. Right, Mish? Where is she? Oh, she's under the table. Nope, she's under the table over there, I think. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. No, I've done so much this week because like we had to take a bunch of stuff to my parents and her parents for storage, and then I have been moving stuff out of that room to here, and then today I put a trampoline together for my nephews, so that was a good time. It was it's
like one of the little exercise trampolines or one of the giant backyard trampolines?
No, it's neither. It's like this little one that's probably like, I don't know. Let's put it this way. It's so small that my 3.5-year-old nephew is too big for it.
I wonder if it's in a triangle. They have some of them because usually they have a triangle with a bar on it. Or is it just like the regular circle one?
It's a round one. Right. I mean, they both can fit on it, but it's just like they thought it was bigger than it was, and then also this week my wife and her sister filmed a ton of stuff for their YouTube channel, which I filmed it and edited it. And like their stuff requires a lot more production behind it than our stuff does. So that was I literally
That's
just
Corey's way of saying that we're cheap and easy.
Yeah, well, not having a baby for being never mind. But you know, I literally just finished a half hour before we started, like all their stuff, and they filmed on what Tuesday?
I think Tuesday.
Yeah, so that was yeah,
Interesting.
that was a job. So, but it's done now. She just has to write descriptions for all the videos, and then I'll upload the thumbnails when she's done. So, yeah, that's and then like I mean I guess for the only stuff I've been playing for this week has been for the channel. Like it hasn't been anything significant, you know. I guess since we recorded last, I played God of War, like 8 or 9 hours of God of War, but I haven't played since Saturday morning. So
You've officially played more God of War than me because I haven't played it at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's great. It's a great exclusive for PlayStation. I think Horizon still edges it out for me as like the best exclusive on the platform. But you know, I haven't beaten it yet. I'm not that far, but just the little bit I've played, like the music's fantastic. There's some touching moments, but for me, like the kid isn't as like quote unquote adorable or as like endearing as people make him out to be. He's been kind of annoying for the first like 8 hours or so.
See, I didn't feel like he was supposed to be adorable or endearing per se.
Well, I didn't mean it like, oh, he's cute. I meant like people said he was like more enjoyable to play with than like someone like Ellie or like the Resident Evil 5 awesome AI companion that
Well,
everyone remembers how awesome Resident Evil 5's AI was.
Oh, that mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm going to continue playing it. Obviously, I want to finish it, and because God of War I actually really like God of War as a series, but and I think it's great. I don't want anybody to like think I'm talking like super negative about it, but I still think if you're looking for PlayStation exclusives or like if you just bought a PlayStation 4 or whatever, like there's games that I would play before this as of right now.
Yeah.
Horizon and Tomb Raider come to mind, but look, Ed and I have talked countless times on multiple shows, multiple times about our love for Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks amazing. I can't wait to get that Lara statue to go next to my Aloy statue over there. Yeah. She's over there.
I think I'm
right here.
I think I'm gonna have to do a full one first. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a full one, and then I'll wait down the line for a sale for PS4 for Shadow. I have to have.
You only have to get it for one platform.
Yeah, but I got
It'll play the same.
Yeah, but I got.
Yeah, I mean, you're seriously just buying the same game twice.
I mean, I did it for Monster Hunter, so and look how that turned out. I need to play that more.
Yeah, that's a little different though when you've got two different groups of people to play with.
Well, I got the full collection for one. That's why I said I'll play it fully on one before, like later on down the line, I'll get it for like PS4 in case of something like comes up. You know, like if it's a multiplayer mode and people want to try it or something, and they only on PS4. Like that's the only reason why I would do it. If they don't have multiplayer mode in it, then I'm just like I'll just stick to one and have the original trilogy on it on the system. Unless Xbox gets some kind of exclusive deal, and I have a feeling at E3 we'll probably get it.
I don't think anything's going to be exclusive. I think if anything, they'll get the marketing behind it, but that's going to be it because we saw what happened the last time. Not that it was like good or bad or anything. It just like kind of totally wrecked Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was sad because that game came out twice right around the time of big games, actually 3 times if you count the PC release. But I mean, we'll see. I'm excited for Rise of the Tomb Raider, and that's the game I'm looking forward to most in September. And I know a lot of people are talking about Spider-Man and stuff, and that's great and everything, but I'm not a huge Spider-Man guy. I'm not a huge superhero guy. I like some stuff, but not I think I'm the only person on the planet that didn't go see Avengers this weekend. So I mean,
no, I didn't either.
Me neither.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're the only 3 people on the planet that didn't go see it. But I look, whatever. I don't really have anything else to say. I just think Shadow of the Tomb Raider it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Well, hopefully we see some gameplay at E3.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that game. That trailer looked fantastic. The graphics,
well, it's not graphics, unless you're looking at the pictures.
No, there's a gameplay trailer on the Xbox dashboard.
Right, everything that they everything that they showed in it, they said not actual gameplay footage.
Well, there's something somewhere on the Xbox store I went to pre-order not pre-order, but you know what I mean, in the store.
Because I think it was just a trailer that they released for the 27th. Because I've been seeing that everywhere. I've been trying to look for actual gameplay images and stuff or video, and I can't find any.
So. I haven't gone looking yet, but one of the sins in my backlog is the Tomb Raider game that came out right at the end of 360, beginning of Xbox One, and I just I know I want to play it. It's just forcing myself to sit down and do it. It's not my. Honestly, it probably fits more in my wheelhouse than I like to admit, and I just haven't brought myself to deal with it. But in any case, no, I don't even look at it and go, I'm not interested. I just look at it and go, I have to get up the gump to sit down and dig into this because I've never been big on the Tomb Raider series in general, and so it's kind of that daunting feeling of, man, I'm going to have to learn a whole bunch of new series lore shit, and I'm just like, man, that's a lot of fucking work.
Fair. It is worth it, though. It's really good.
Oh, I'm not.
To be fair, there's only one character you have to pay attention to. So to be fair, there's only one character you have to pay attention to.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this week I'll finally screw around with it. Who knows?
I know. I want to talk though. I haven't
stuff this week, but.
Oh man, when life gives you lemons,
that
doesn't
take those lemons and rub it in its dead little eyes. So, but yeah. Anything else y'all been playing?
Nope.
All right, so I'm going to take my obligatory turn at the wheel. Home-wise, not a lot. I did try and sit down with Hollow Knight again a little bit, and I wish this game didn't put me off the way it did. I want to love this game more. I do. But it's so hard one of the things working against it is not Hollow Knight's fault. It's just the fact that I've been playing so much Dead Cells in the last month or two that the control arrangement for Hollow Knight feels completely backwards to me now from playing fuck tons of Dead Cells. So every time I pick up...
Do you think you would enjoy Hollow Knight if you hadn't put so much time into Dead Cells already?
No, because Hollow Knight has its own problems that are inherent to Hollow Knight specifically that have nothing to do with Dead Cells.
Okay.
Hollow Knight has, and we talked about this a little bit when I first picked up Hollow Knight finally. But Hollow Knight has an inherent problem with being a very tough nut to crack from the get-go. Like, Hollow Knight seems to work really hard at making you not want to like Hollow Knight. And that's super fucking annoying. It's just the color scheme in the beginning and the art direction in the beginning makes it very visually off-putting. And I say that in the sense of like very drab. The fact that it wants you to wander around without a map, but it wants to be a Metroidvania game, and then tell you later, okay, now you can buy the map and then wander around and fill it in again, is just really, that's backtracking done wrong to me. It doesn't feel good the way that in my head it should. And that's, like I said, Hollow Knight makes itself very uninviting. And it's a shame because when you get into that second area and you're starting to get a feel for it, it gets better. But it's like somebody should have put a little more thought into that opening area, because that opening area was fucking rough. And don't get me wrong, it's still got some problems, past that, but at least visually it becomes more enticing and less off-putting.
Gotcha.
But more importantly, though, was in Chicago yesterday and was out at Galloping Ghosts, which for anybody in the Chicago area, Eddie, should definitely go check it out. It is a delightful arcade. $20 gets you all you can play all day long, and they're open till 2 in the freaking morning. They've got a good 500-600 arcade machines in there. It is jammed. Like, it's a wonder that the fire marshal hasn't shut this place down yet. I mean, the aisles are stupid cramped, but it's just full of fucking arcade machines. Like, we were there for 3-4 hours, and the whole time, like, every time I turned around, it seemed like there was another room in the building that I didn't notice before, full of fucking games. Granted, a lot of the really interesting stuff was a little harder to get into because it was in Japanese, because most of the newer arcade stuff is all import, because who the fuck makes arcade games for the West anymore? But that being said, I did get my hands on some fun stuff that I could still manage to play and enjoy. Got to play some arcade Battletoads, which was awesome. They had an arcade version of Left 4 Dead, and man, it was fucking weird. That was just strange. Like, the control setup was bizarre. I've never seen a setup on an arcade machine like that before. Your movement was on a left stick, like a nunchuck from an original Wii. And it's like hardwired to the console, and all your aim and your weapons and everything are on a mouse that are tethered to this machine. Like, it's mouse and keyboard style controls on an arcade machine, and I'm just looking at it going, that's really weird. Not to mention, this was not just a port of like Left 4 Dead 1. This was some weird janky looking thing made specifically for an arcade machine. It looked terrible. Like, visually it looked awful. I still played like a good 10-15 minutes of it just to dick around with it, and it's Left 4 Dead, sort of. I would have been way happier if I could have just sat down and experienced the original Left 4 Dead on a nice little arcade machine. Got to rock some Darius Burst in this monster of a machine. It's a big, like, sit down machine. This thing's got like a full bench, and it's made for 4 players, and the whole game is spread across 2 screens linked together. It's awesome. Ton of fun. It's a horizontal shooter, kind of in the vein of like
R-Type.
Gradius R-Type, yeah, which they had a bunch of that there too that I got to play. That was fantastic, but we'll get back to that. But the Darius Burst machine really kind of stood out amongst them, because, like you said, A, the 4-player setup was fantastic. B, this game, unlike most horizontal shooters, really wants you to work the whole screen. Like it's a 3-button and joystick setup, and one of the buttons, the only function it serves is to flip you from facing left to right and back again. So like it wants you to get on the other side of the screen and start, shooting backwards and shit, which is especially handy when you get into some of the boss fights. But it's so much fun, and it's not the most visually astonishing, but just in scope, it was awesome. And little touches in the arcade machine, like when you come up on a boss fight, you know how, like in Ikaruga, for example, you get all the lights and the sirens, that there's a boss incoming.
Mm-hmm.
They built that into the machine, too. Like there's big red lights that go off overhead in this, dark kind of enclosed thing. It really sets the mood, and it's kind of awesome. Like I said, I did get to rock a bunch of R-types. Like they had like 3 or 4 R-type machines just right in a row. I'm like, I'm going to spend like 5 minutes on each one of these. Next one, next one. And my brain was everywhere. There was so much going on. Like I said, 500-600 machines in there. It's nuts. Played a little bit of the Mario Kart arcade machine. It was weird and okayish. The one that I was super, super, super excited for above all else, though, was the F-Zero AX machine that they had there. Oh, my God. It was awesome. So it's this huge cockpit machine. I sent you guys pictures. I mean, you saw it, but for anybody watching or listening, it's this monster machine where you slide into this, bucket seat. And it's on a rail, basically, because that whole rail will like twist and turn and pivot as you're taking turns and stuff. It's got this awesome motion thing going for it. The only thing that bummed me out a little bit was that it was a little hard for me to play well, just because most of the machines in there are pretty reasonably kept up. They could be a little better maintained, but case in point, the F-Zero machine, the paddle for the left air brake wasn't working, and I'm like, I can't fucking play straight with half my brakes not working. This is bullshit. But that being said, it didn't stop me from just loving the fact that I finally got to actually sit in and play one for the first time after all these years. That it made me unbelievably happy. But again, it's another one that I'm sitting there kind of muddling my way through menus because everything's in Japanese, which another really cool one that, again, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but it's fucking cool to do it because it was all in Japanese, was they had a Metal Gear arcade machine. I mean, it's a big sit-down light gun game with this insane rifle, and it was pretty badass.
I didn't know they had one that they did.
Yeah, I didn't either. We all found it. We're like, the fuck?
Mm-hmm. I was like, all right.
I mean, I wholly encourage you to look it up. It's fucking cool. But speaking of light gun, my buddy Noose and I probably spent way more time than we should have playing through House of the Dead from start to finish straight through, just because, again, it's all free play, unlimited, doesn't cost you any fucking quarters kind of thing. And so we sat there and we just played House of the Dead to our little heart's content. That was a good throwback. It made me want to come home and play House of the Dead 2 and 3 on my Wii, and then get out Ghost Squad on my Wii. But don't shake your head. Those games were a ton of fun. They're awful, but they're awful fun. So yeah, see what I did there? Dad joke. But in any case, no, it was a great time though. It's so much good stuff. There's so much stuff I didn't even get to touch. God, I could spend days and days getting lost in there, just playing everything. Oh, childhood flashback made me super happy too. Was they had a Marble Madness arcade machine with a trackball and everything. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. Love Marble Madness.
That game's so hard to control.
See, and that's the thing. That's why I was so excited to play the arcade machine with the trackball, because it's the right way to play it. It's so much harder on the NES when you're trying to play an isometric game with a 90-degree oriented cross pad. So, granted, I still managed. I was quite proud of myself. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. Oh, I know the other thing that I played a little bit of, just on the home front, bringing it back to the couch or the computer desk at least. I sat down and I started playing a little bit of Machinarium again, and God, that game is adorable. It's old school point and click style. It's got this beautiful art direction to it. It's got a weird kind of what's the word? It's got a very hand drawn look to it in some aspects. It's not the most vibrantly colorful. It has a certain weird junkyard yellow gray to it, but not in an off-putting way. Like it fits. It feels comfortable for this game. And it's not that expensive, by the way, and it really is kind of adorable, and it's not super difficult. They give you answers if you really want them, if you're stuck. And even then, they hide the answers in this little help book that you have to play a little horizontal shooter game to get the book to open, and it's kind of cute and adorable. But it's just little things in there like just the sound effects are just right when you go to click something and it's not something the robot can do. He does this rapid little head shake. He's like, eh. And it's kind of cute in a weird, like, Wall-E sort of way. I do recommend checking out Machinarium. It's a nice little work of art. Something about it just scratches the right itch for me. I do appreciate that fact. But in any case, I think that's most of what I've been playing.
Okay.
So
nice. They say nice.
No. But in any case, want to touch on just briefly, because we'll probably spend a lot more time on this in the next couple weeks. But given that we're about a month and a half out, just some cursory, let's say, hopes for E3 this year from the big three. We'll start with Corey.
Oh, jeez. Why are you always going to start with me?
Because I saw you distracted.
Hopes from the big three?
Yeah. Pick three things.
I mean, a lot of the stuff for like Nintendo and PlayStation we already know. I would like to see them. I would like Nintendo to. Well, I'll start with Nintendo because that's clearly all of our favorites. I would really like to see Nintendo kind of bring us, like, they just keep giving us things that, like, we get to be excited about, like Pokemon and Metroid last year, and then, the year before, and then, like 3 or 4 months before that, like, they gave us the greatest system they've ever made. Like, I want them to come out and give us more things to be excited about. And, like, maybe it's not in the E3 Direct. Maybe it's at Treehouse. Maybe, like, I think it's pretty safe to say at some point that a Metroid Prime Trilogy collection is coming.
I can't imagine it not getting announced this year.
Yeah, and maybe that's not an E3 announcement. Maybe that's just like, hey,
it should.
We're maybe it's like a Treehouse demo. Maybe they're just demoing in Treehouse. I would, and I know they're focusing on Smash and whatever, and I like Smash. I'm not a huge Smash fan. I'll get it, obviously, because, like, it's Smash, like, and it's a Nintendo game. I have to get it, but, like, I would like them to bring back Star Fox in a way that people could be excited for. Because there's a game that just, what was it? It just came out like 2 days ago on the eShop. And it looks like a modern Star Fox game. And I was blown away. I was like, man, I want Nintendo to look at this. Or like, I want Nintendo to look at Fast RMX and say, hey, we can do a awesome F-Zero. Or, we could bring back Wave Race. That's been in the news lately, or rumored at least,
Yeah.
I would love them to dig in and bring back, because like they've got the heavy hitters. Now they need the complements, right? And maybe Wave Race isn't for everybody. Maybe Star Fox isn't for everybody. Maybe F-Zero isn't for everybody. But it's a nice compliment for someone for their heavy hitters.
There's still an audience there that wants to be catered to. It's just not as universal of an audience as Zelda and Mario.
Yeah, which is fine, because like, look, Splatoon's selling fantastic, Mario Kart's selling fantastic, Zelda is off the charts, and Mario is like, that attach rate's like, what, 65% at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I see somewhere that Mario just outdid Zelda in sales?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By like 1 million.
So.
Yeah, so like, I would really like to see them kind of embrace their past by making it their future. And I know that sounds cheesy, but like, and I'm not talking in a virtual console way, because like, as much as I want virtual console, I could really care less about it right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. There's already too much shit to play.
And that's fine. They can save it for like the fall. They can save that for a fall direct and be like, hey, we got Smash, but this is also a complement to our online paid service. This is like, whatever. It could almost be like Game Pass, where like, hey, you can play these games, but if you want to buy them and keep them and cancel your subscription at some point, you can buy them, whatever. I don't think virtual console is coming back in the same way that we kind of have known it to be. All these other consoles are catching up, and third parties can put collections together and put them on these consoles or whatever. I really think Nintendo is going to embrace their first party back catalog at some point. But like, I would also like them to take a look and be like, hey, we've got a cool Star Fox, and guess what? Our character models look like those stupid puppets that we did at E3 a couple years ago. And like, that's crazy, but like, that's what I want. Here's F-Zero. It's got a really cool anime art style. It looks real fast. Here you go. Like, I want cool stuff like that. I want them to experiment. I want them to do things that we really haven't seen since the GameCube, like Luigi's Mansion. Like, when Nintendo's back is up against the walls when they're the most creative, I feel like, and we saw a little bit of that on the Wii U. But I want to see those projects they were working on for Wii U that they have started moving over to the Switch, and like, I want to see those come to life, So that's kind of what I want to see from Nintendo. I would really like to see a new Star Fox game, like a great Star Fox game, and I don't even care if it's like a big $60 aerial. You get to customize your R-Wing however you want. I don't care about that. I just want a good Star Fox game,
Yeah.
I do think Star Fox is coming to Switch, though. I just have this. And it's not even that like I'm super excited for a Star Fox game. I just have this strange feeling that Star Fox Zero is going to get a port to Switch. I just have this weird, just whatever. I feel like it's coming. I don't know why. I don't care why. I just feel like it's coming. Sony, I really don't know how much more they can announce that would get me excited, because like, I think Ghost of Tsushima is kind of the only thing I'm really excited for from them. I really don't know what could get me excited. The only thing I think that could get me excited is if they're like, hey, we've already got Horizon 2 in development. It's coming out in 2019 or whatever. That's literally the only thing that could get me excited at this point. Maybe like a Jack and Daxter reimagining that's similar to what they did to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
That could get me excited, because I don't know. I feel like Everybody always talks about Ratchet and Sly, and nobody really talks about Jack.
Yeah, Jack and Daxter kind of dropped off the radar without any real explanation. I'm like,
Did you know there was a proper fourth game for PS2?
No, what was
The
it?
racing one?
No, came out after the racing game.
I thought
It was called the Lost. It was called Jack and Daxter: The Lost Frontier, and it was I guess fifth game if you count Daxter. But
right,
I don't remember that ever coming out.
Right, because I thought there was three platforming games. There was a one.
Yeah,
for
this
PS,
was also
one for PSP, and then it was like a racing game for something after it. And I thought that was the last.
And then after the racing game, and the PS3 had been out for like 2 years.
Oh.
They made it somebody made a Jack and Daxter game
because they did the trilogy collection for PS3, and that was the last I heard of it.
Yeah, well, Lost Frontier came out on PS2.
Was this something that was like in development and eventually got canned? Because I don't remember this ever coming out.
Nope. Let's see.
Weird.
Jack and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. There it is. Wikipedia. Let's see. Wikipedia came out in North America on November 3rd, 2009.
Oh.
Developed by High Impact Games in collaboration with Naughty Dog. Published by Sony Computer Entertainment. Yeah.
Was it a platformer?
Yeah. It was a PS2 and a PSP game.
It must have came closer to the end of their life cycle. Because I don't remember.
Well, 2009. 2009, I mean.
Yeah, it was late. But
that's super late. 2009?
Yeah, no, I do think that both Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Sly as entities for Sony don't get enough credit or time in the limelight, especially this generation.
Yeah, especially now that, like, you know, somehow Knack is super popular.
Right.
Screw that guy.
But I do think that all three of those, I agree, are due for some time in the limelight again.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think Jack deserves to come back. To be honest, I think he. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore.
I don't think it would sell anymore.
I don't know. I think
Sony's,
dude, if Crash and Spyro and Ratchet can sell, freaking Jack can sell.
In Europe, they can. Tell me how many people play Crash here in America, and why a lot of reports of it have been from the UK.
Somebody played Crash,
right? I say my wife's all about some Crash. But I do think too, especially with the resurgence of Crash and Spyro, I think Sony has an opportunity to really capitalize on revitalizing some of their old mascot crew.
It won't work.
That they've just buried in the toy chest.
Not with their fan base. It won't work. Sony has moved on to their first party. The developers, they have moved on to prettier graphics. This hard kind of story-driven narrative. And,
I want some 4K on my Jack, man.
And
want some 4K.
You know,
4K.
Their stuff has been more towards teens and mature titles that they want to present these stories because they've been making the most sales for them. So their platforming games, no, they wouldn't do. They wouldn't move an inch on Sony's platforms. Compared to what Nintendo does with their properties when it comes to platformers, Sony wouldn't even be able to probably pass maybe 500,000.
I don't know. I think there's something to be said for it.
Yeah, I do too. But anyways, back to my predictions. I know I don't want to get too off the rails here, but like Xbox, I think Fable's coming back. I think it's going to be announced. I think it's what Playground's second team's been working on. And I don't think it's going to come out this next year, but I want people to get excited for first party Xbox again. And that's going to be a game that's going to try to get people excited with, you know. And then I also think that whatever the coalition is working on, their second team, which that Shanghai IP, I think is what they were working on before Gears. I think we're going to see something new from them, and I think Gear 5 is going to be announced. I think they're going to announce Gears 5, Fable, whatever. Man, I think they're just going to call it Fable. I bet they just call it Fable, and then Halo 6. I bet they're all going to be announced this year, alongside Crackdown and maybe Sea of Thieves expansion. They've got to get people excited.
Well,
Ed, did I steal your predictions, Ed?
No, he said 3 things.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you what's going to make me excited. I really don't know. I'm just thinking I'm thinking on the fly, man. I got to be like, whoa, surprise, gotcha. Boom.
Eddie, what about you? Give me your 3x3.
So for Nintendo, I believe that they're going to probably bring Paper Mario back for Switch. It'll be a new title. For Sony,
will it be old school Paper Mario or new school Paper Mario?
Probably a new school Paper Mario. For Sony, I think they're going to probably, what I would love them to see, I would love to see Onimusha 5 exclusive for Sony, that they work with Capcom about that. I think that would bring Capcom back to their good graces with a lot of Sony fans. Monster Hunter, well, because of Nintendo, the Monster Hunter community, since it's grown from Nintendo, and that game got a lot of fans for it. That they gave that game a pass. But I would love to see how Onimusha 5 would do if that was able to come out. And then for Microsoft, I think they're probably going to go back into some of their old classics, or they might. Then this is going to sound weird. I think they're probably going to do some kind of the game development with the people at who do Psychonauts, Double Fine. I think they're going to come and do a platform game with Double Fine. I can see them coming back to Xbox and really doing something exclusive for them, for a title.
Okay. 3x3. Starting with Sony, I would go out and buy a PS4 immediately if I was getting a new Legend of Dragoon title. I still want one. They've got the rights for it. For fuck's sakes, do something with it. Make me happy, Clam. I'd also totally be down with a new Wipeout game. Trying to think, what other Sony thing gets me really pumped? Jesus. I don't know. I'd like to see something come of that Dreams game. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to list this as my third hope for Sony, is that they come out and they just say that Final Fantasy 7 shit got canceled.
No.
I just want it to die already. It's not even here, and I want it to die just on principle.
They got too much money invested in it.
On the Microsoft spectrum, what do I want? I want to hear that Ori is out like now. That's a want, but realistically, I'd be perfectly okay as long as it's out by the end of the year.
That'll be out to next year.
I don't know, man. It's like I could see it coming by holiday. That's a year and a half.
If they give Ori the same treatment that they showed last year, it's not going to be out until next year.
I think. Well, I don't know. They could try to entice people. Like they would have to. I don't know when they would put it out though. It would have to be like first week of December almost. It would have to be around then because they can't go in September or October. They're too full. November is probably where they're going to highlight either Forza or Halo or whatever game is scheduled to come out this fall. They don't want to like double dip on their own. I think the only company that can double dip like that on IP is Nintendo, and even then they push it unless it's Pokemon, whatever. But like, Ori's a tough one. I could see them releasing it in January, honestly.
I think they'll release it in February or March of next year. If they do Ori.
Maybe. Either way, it's a want. I want Ori sooner rather than later, personally. But part of me says I want to see Microsoft doing something with Oddworld again, but considering the way everything ended with them, part of me just wants them to never be able to touch it again, which is probably what will happen.
I don't think anybody wants to touch Oddworld. I think Oddworld will do better on PC alone than it will do on consoles, because I think a lot of fans have moved away from the Oddworld series. I mean, and that
New and Tasty did pretty well, and Soulstorm is in the works.
Yeah, but how long has that been? And how many people have been showing interest to that?
If you follow the Soulstorm stuff, dude, there's a pretty hardcore following.
There's a good community for it. That's good.
Oh yes, yeah. Like they had a big like meta ARG thing going on that was really fucking cool for a while there. All in the lead up to the Soulstorm announcement. I highly recommend you check out like the wiki for it. It's fucking batshit insane. It was really cool though.
Why have they shown no new footage or anything, a trailer or anything for it?
It's not there yet. It's in production. That's all I know at the moment. Like they're fairly active on both their Facebook and their Twitter actually. If Oddworld is even remotely your cup of tea, I recommend you follow both their Facebook and their Twitter, because they get pretty lively there, and they do post some really cool stuff. But in any case, what else? I don't know if I care about Fable coming back. Oh no, I know what. I want them to finally say that, yes, you are getting the proper sequel to Phantom Dust, finally. Bring me that. Bring me that. I want it. I must have it. Bring it to me.
Phantom Dust 1 is free on Xbox One.
I know. Right, it's fantastic. Dude, it released free. It's amazing. It's so good. Yeah, anybody that has it down... Dude, awesome game. Great story. Really cool fucking combat. Built like a card game, built like a card-based RPG, plays like an action game. You lost me
right there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It plays like a fucking action game. It's a really weird amalgamation that works extremely well. I really can't explain it in a way that does it proper justice without you checking it out. But it's a ton of fun. I loved it. The story is really good. I really did like the story in that. Yeah, I'd love a Phantom Dust sequel. And third on the want list from Microsoft is, oh my god, where's my Shadow Complex sequel? Seriously,
you can shut that down. That's not coming back.
Yeah, Epic's got Fortnite now.
Right.
All hands on deck for Fortnite.
Someone would have to buy the license, or the people who are over that, they would have to take it from Epic and give it to somebody else. And I don't think anybody wants it.
Yeah,
what is Chair doing though?
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
They're making those infinity that nobody really cares about.
Lame. Get back to Shadow Complex. Anyways, the 3 from Nintendo, my hope is that we get, at bare minimum, a full proper trailer for Prime 4. I would love to see some gameplay in it.
We'll get it.
And then at the end of that, it says coming 2019, and then right after that, but coming 2018, here is your port of the Prime Trilogy for the Switch. Here you go.
No, I don't think they'll
And then
do
it's
that.
out this summer.
They
I don't
won't
know.
do that.
There's a strong case to be made for that, man. I'm telling you.
Prime 3? No, I don't think they're ready. I mean, the Prime Trilogy, I don't think they're going to bring that out.
Why not?
It's because they would have to retool everything, and everybody will prefer a remaster of it. So, kind of like almost like Wind Waker HD, they would really have to go in and kind of tidy up all 3 games so they don't look like Vaseline. So they give it more detail for it. And if Nintendo is going to be doing all of that, they're going to push Metroid Prime to 2020 if they have to do Metroid Prime 3. I mean, the Metroid Prime trilogy.
I don't think so.
I mean, I could see Metroid Prime trilogy coming out this fall and then 4 next year.
Yeah, I think they hand trilogy to a third party to handle the port and the upres, like they've done with several other things.
What's that studio that did all the Zelda remakes?
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking of.
Although they're rumored to be working on a Link to the Link's Awakening remake for 3DS.
The one company who did Twilight Princess, they probably could do it.
Wasn't that still Grezzo, or was that who was that?
That was someone else.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was Grezzo.
Nope. Twilight Princess.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
I thought it was done by someone
I gotta know. I gotta know. Tantalus.
Yeah, Tantalus.
Okay.
They are. Oh, but they also did the Rhyme port, though.
Yeah, but Rhyme.
I guess if they're working with Nintendo, they'd have a lot more resources and a lot more hands-on from Nintendo than.
Yeah.
No offense to Rhyme, but Switch is not the place you want to play that game.
Right.
Even after that big patch, it was still like.
Yeah. But in any case, I
still encourage people to play that game, just not on Switch.
Yeah, no, agreed. There's really no perfect place to play that game, which is kind of a shame. But all the
PS4.
same, it is.
I would say PS4 if you own it, play it there.
Yeah, it's on. It is on Xbox Game Pass, and it was free with gold, or free with whatever the PlayStation. Yeah, that one. Thanks, Larry.
Yep.
Man, my brain
one person without a PlayStation.
Yeah, my brain is fried, dude. I think of like half the sentence, and then the word doesn't come out. It's just like, yep. So,
but yeah, that's one from Nintendo. I'd like to see. I really, really want to see a new F-Zero. It's time.
Next year.
It's time. Like, I don't care if it comes out next year. Just give me an announcement.
No, I think
like, what if they just made like a collection of games that like maybe they wouldn't be worth $60 on their own, but what if they put like 1080, a new 1080, a new Wave Race, an F-Zero, and then like something else that it could totally be like in a package together for $60.
I think they will now do something like that for like a fall direct. They would have announced it at E3.
Just give me all the things. You know what I want from E3? No. You know what I want Nintendo to do? I want them to lead off with a Shovel Knight physical edition. Thanks. That's all.
I say you'll get that as soon as we get a date for King of Cards.
Nintendo drops the mic right there. Says, you know what? That's our presentation. It's just 20 minutes of King of Cards and 40 minutes of Smash, and that's all you're getting.
If they do it, it'll be in the spotlight. So,
got a fidget spinner, guys. Very excited.
I've noticed. What's the last one I want?
I want PlayStation to let me change my name.
Good luck with that. That won't happen until they have their next conference thing, whatever that PlayStation Experience. I think they'll announce it there.
I want themes on my Switch. That'll be the last one. That's it. Tell me I can get themes finally.
You'll get that when the online structure comes.
So, but yeah, that's my 3. I think that's plenty sufficient. So, but
Fair.
like I said, it's not like we're not going to be talking a whole lot more about this in the coming weeks, and we'll probably pick a week and dig real hard into nuts and bolts for everybody that's going to be at E3. So, but other than that, Corey, Eddie, thank you for your time this evening. Myself and the 5 people that listen to this shit show appreciate it. As usual, find us at our home, Shout Engine, Google Play Music, iTunes. Reviews and ratings are great. On the NGR YouTube channel, subscribe, click the bell, get all the notifications. Corey, we're hitting Minus World this week, correct? Starting Portal 2?
Maybe. I hope so. Maybe.
Okay. It's
Depends on
tentative,
life.
but we're hoping to get Portal 2 started for Minus World. For anybody that's looking to jump in on that, chapters 1 and 2.
Uno dos tres.
Yeah, so chapters 1 and 2 for Portal 2 to start with. Other than that, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. It's even been real fun. Yeah, man. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Before we go, you guys can find us
Now,
on
what are you doing?
You can find us on shoutengine.com.
I already did that.
You didn't say that.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
He did say that. He did say it.
I didn't hear you say shoutengine.com.
It was there.
Find us?
It's there.
Oh, I didn't hear you say
It's in the usual ramble.
I didn't hear. I heard us. That's all I heard. I was like,
It's because you zoned out.
Well, I guess.
Corey knew it was there. I knew it was there because I put it there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
That's right.
Well, we'll see you all next time on World 11 Podcast. Bye.
Good night.
Man.